All right, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're looking at a brand new bike rack from the guys over at OUTFITR. But before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, today we're looking at a brand new rack from the guys over at OUTFITR. And this might be the biggest rack I've ever tested. So let's head out to the Bronco right outside. Let's take a look at it. So what's better than 2 bikes? 3 bikes. That's right. Today we got the OUTFITR 3-bike e-bike hitch rack right here with a ramp installed on the Bronco. And like I said, this is probably the biggest rack I've ever seen. I mean, looking at this guy up on the back of the Bronco, fully folded in its space-saving mode. This dude is like up a little higher than my chin. This is ridiculous how big this thing is. But hey, we want to carry 3 bikes super securely. You kind of got to do what you got to do, right? So obviously it folds up flat against the back of your vehicle. In my case, we're using a hitch extender on my Bronco just to space it out a little bit more because the spare tire kind of gets in the way. But if you had anything else with a 2-inch receiver, SUV, pickup truck, whatever that is, this sucker would fold up flat against the tailgate or the lift gate of your vehicle. Pretty awesome. It comes actually pretty close to folding flat against the back of the tire. So works pretty great for that case. Super easy to use when you need it to be down. You just go ahead, there's a pin right down here, standard kind of hitch pin. Gonna pull that pin, lean it back a little bit, and we're gonna pull that pin right on out. And then we just go ahead and we either let this guy fall, and down she goes, just like that. Once it's down, go ahead and throw this hitch pin right back in. And there we go. We have our giant 3-bike hitch rack ready to go. Pretty awesome. So this guy is aluminum and steel. So the trays right here, these are going to be made out of aluminum. The rest of this rack is going to be solid steel, which covers kind of its weight capacity here. So most of the 2-bike hitch racks from OUTFITR are rated about 200 pounds. This guy's a 3-bike rack, 250 pounds. That's right. So the other ones, you know, I'm about that weight, you know, let's call it that. This guy should hold me no problem. So let's go ahead, hop on up here. I mean, there's the first rack. There's the second rack. Ooh, do I dare go for the third? And there's the third. So that rack will easily support 250 pounds. No big deal. Even way out on the end of this thing, 250 pounds. Whew, easy peasy. Works great. So how's this guy mount your bikes? So we've done a review on a rack similar to this. So it was nice silver trays, and it worked the same at 2 bikes. But no, 3 bikes is a necessity sometimes. You know, you need to carry an extra car length bike rack on the back of this thing. So to hold your bike on here, you essentially have an arm that pivots up here. This arm is going to clamp to your frame right here. This arm right here is completely movable. You undo that, and you can move this guy wherever you need to go to match up with your frame. Step through frame, mountain bike, full suspension, road bike, whatever, kids bike, 20-inch, whatever. You can mount whatever you want on that guy. And down here you have one movable wheel shock here. You flip that up, this guy can move side to side to mount your rear wheel. And then once you've got it positioned, you just lock it back down. One strap there. Then you got the front wheel tray right here. Front wheel goes in there, straps down with the strap. Super simple. Really kind of a nice design. I like the last one so much. I wanted to expand that to a 3-bike rack. So now you might be going, okay, so I got to lift 3 bikes onto this rack. You know, there's plenty of room for each bike to fit. Yeah, that's not a huge deal. I got to lift them all. I mean, that's a little bit of work, right? You know, I don't want to lift bikes up all the time. Well, that's okay. This 3-bike rack comes with a ramp. That's what this guy is right on the end here. So again, quick little pin here. You just go ahead, pop that pin out, and then out comes our ramp right here. And then our ramp, once you flip this arm right up, it reveals two little holes right here where you can just pop that guy right on in there. You can roll your bikes right up onto your rack and get them nice and secured. So what are we doing today? So I guess today we're going to mount 3 bikes on this rack because, you know, 3 bikes is better than 2, I guess, right? So, so we're gonna mount 3 bikes on here. We're gonna mount kind of a variety of stuff on here. So we're gonna put the mountain bike on the back. That's going closest to the vehicle. In general, mounting bikes to a rack, you want to put the heaviest bike towards the vehicle. Ask me how I know. I put my fat bike on a bike rack on the outside one, and that thing bounced so bad that I made it 2 blocks before moving it. So, so don't do that. Put your heaviest bike on the rack closest to the vehicle. It's going to put that weight closer to where it's actually attached. So put our mountain bike here, put our road bike up next, and then hey, we'll put a little 20-inch bike, my BMX bike, up on the end. Show you this thing works with whatever size you got. Doesn't matter. We'll make this all work nice and happy. So let's grab a bike. Let's put that ramp onto this first rack. Let's grab the mountain bike. Let's show you guys how this thing actually loads up. All right, so loading a bike on here, like I said, super simple thing to do. So we'll go ahead, get our heaviest bike here. Now we're gonna load it tire facing the driver's side. That's how we're gonna load this guy. So our front tire is gonna go into that, kind of carry the little cradle there. We do have our arm up ready to hold the frame. Got our straps undone, ready to go. So got our ramp set up just like how we want it. And we're just gonna go ahead and roll our bike right on up. Super simple. Super simple. Look at that. Bunk. All right, right on in there. Now, what we're going to do next, we come over here to this bar. So, with our bar, we want this to pretty much line up with the down tube, and that actually lines up pretty freaking good, as it is. So, once we got that lined up, get our little latch there, and we're just going to tighten that dude down. Nice and tight right there. And you can tell, just right now, not even wheel strapped down. That guy's nice and secure. Look at that. Don't even need the straps. We'll just end the video. No, I'm just kidding. We're putting straps on this guy. So from there, we got our two straps. We got one for the front wheel. We're going to throw this right on through our spokes, right on through our latch, just like so. Kind of rotate that so it gets a good grip on there. Nice and easy. And then we come to our back wheel here. So the back wheel, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, flip this lever up. And what this is going to allow us to do is slide that back all the way against the wheel, or the way against the tire. Once we have that set, we flip that lever down, and that's going to hold that block in place. Once that's in place, we just grab our strap right here. Same deal, feed it through the wheel and into the buckle on the other side, and pull that guy down. There we go. And we got one bike mounted up on the rack already. I mean, how much easier does it get? And from there, we just pop our ramp right out. Let's move to bike number 2. Let's go. Lift that rack, lift that arm up. Throw our ramp in. Let's throw the road bike on here next. All right, so I got you guys kind of in the middle this time. That way you guys can see maybe a little bit more of how all these different straps go. So we got a road bike here. Use a nice ramp again. Just woo, right on up, like no effort. Pushing that bike up there. And we're just do the same deal. So this one, in our case, it's a little long. So what we're going to do, we're going to come down here to this lever. We're going to flip that lever up, and that's going to let us slide that guy up and out of the way. There we go. And then from there, we'll go ahead and we got our clamp right up here at the top. So with our clamp, we should give you enough room to slide in here. Look at that. All right, so with our clamp, again, you can go down tube if you feel like it. I'll show you guys, you can mount this thing wherever you want. So we're going to go top tube. Right up here. Where we're going to go. We're going to go right up on the top tube of the road bike. There we go. Tighten down our wing nut on the other side. And there we go. We got a top tube mounted road bike. You can mount this thing wherever you want to put it. So where that is, bike's not even freaking moving. Look at that. So then we come back here. We got this block here. So the block needs to go up against the front of that tire. Once that's up against the front of the tire, we get our lever, and we're just going to lock that guy down in place. Super easy. Super easy. Let me grab our strap right here, and we're just going to feed it down through our buckle. Make sure that rubber thing is kind of protecting your wheel. We just do the same thing on the front. Get our front wheel in here. Get our strap through the wheel. All right, and down into the latch. All right. So you can see here with the smaller wheels, especially on the front where it falls into kind of the tray, you can see it's kind of touching, but not near as much as like a bigger like mountain bike or fat bike wheel would touch. So if it touches like this and it comes to the point where your wheel's not moving, I call that good. They do include Velcro straps in the kit too. So if you need to use Velcro straps, you can just throw a Velcro strap around that and that'll help hold it down securely. I personally haven't had a problem with it. I think this seemed to work pretty good. Just at least my certain wheel and tire combo I got on my road bike and my road bike fits good in these trays. So just a keynote there, it does come with those Velcro straps if you need to, but you know, your mileage may vary. Okay, so let's now go. You know, I'm done. I'm done with the ramp. I don't need the ramp. You know, I got to load a little kid's bike. You know, we don't need the ramp anymore. So go ahead, put the ramp away. Slides right back into the end here. Slide our pin right back through. And there we go. Pins back in, ramps put away. Super easy. So go ahead, do the same thing I've been doing. Let's go ahead and pop off our straps right here. Yeah, we're going to loosen this up here because I know it's going to be shorter because, well, just is. So we're going to go make that shorter. Pop this strap out too. All right. Let's get our BMX bike on here. You know, we're going mountain biking, we're going road biking. We got to mess around at the skate park too, right? So let's throw the BMX on here. So same deal. Even without the ramp, super easy. You just pick it right up. Pop that guy on there. And like I said, we're kind of sized for big bikes right now. So we're gonna move this guy down. And again, you can rotate this guy pretty much wherever you need to put it. So in our case, let's go top tube right there. Perfect. All right, throw our strap through, tighten that guy down, and tighten our big wing nut down. All right, and again, just with that, super secure. I mean, come on. All right, same deal. Slide our guy right on up to the tire, flip that lever down, and then feed our strap right through the wheel. All right, same deal on the front tire. There we go. We got our 3 bikes ready to go rip. Essentially what we're ready for. So let's take a look at it. So I mean, look at this. We got 3 bikes up here, all with different bars on there. We got big old flat bars here. We got drop bars. We got some riser bars on a BMX. You can see there's plenty of room between anything. The only thing that comes kind of close is the brake lever here on the mountain bike here. But even that, it's not actually touching the seat. There's a gap between there because I can tell because it's not rubbing the seat. So pretty close gap, but it does give you plenty of room to fit kind of whatever you need to fit in here. This rack is set up to fit up to a 5-inch wide tire. Giant tire. I have 4-inch wide on my fat bike, so 5-inch wide tires on here, up to a 50-inch wheelbase. So you can kind of fit whatever you want. My mountain bike, kind of long, to be fair. It's pretty long, and it's on there. You know, out of all of them, it's the one kind of hanging off the rack a little bit. It's a little wider than my truck on the back. Just happened where this rack is set up. So, you know, with different wheelbases, you could set up this rack to work for you. Different bikes, get bike on there. Dude, easy stuff, easy stuff. Fits on there good. I feel like it's not going anywhere. I think it's super tight with those 3 points of contact on there. One on the frame and then the 2 wheels. So, whew, I also realized that all these bikes are black. I'm sorry, I'm a boring guy today. All these bikes are black. But I think it's time we take this thing out, see how it actually handles out on the road, and who knows, maybe we'll hit some dirt trails while we're at it. Might be a little mud trails, honestly, but let's go hit some dirt, see how it handles. Everything's feeling good so far. Heck yeah. Feeling good. It's nice and tight in there. That's just a little wiggle to it. Can we tighten this down a little bit, maybe? Oh yeah, there we go. It helps some. Okay. Yeah, I think we're doing good. It's definitely long, is what I can say. I scraped that ramp multiple times because it's long. Like I said, it's like a small car behind you. So, did a little dirt here on the way back and see how it handles a little bit of kind of light dirt roads here. All right, back from our test drive. We'll talk about the results in just a minute. Let's get the bikes all off of here first. Fold this guy back up into a storage position and then give our final thoughts on this rack. So removal of these, simple as it can be. You use the ramp. We'll use the ramp on the mount. We'll use the ramp on the mountain bike and the road bike, or or you can just take it right off like we'll do with the BMX bike. So just reach around back, pop our little guy back here, holding in our strap, and then just come right up here to our clamp, do the same thing, push our button, and lift off goes the bike. Simple as that. Now let's go ahead and grab the ramp. So again, same deal. Gonna pop our pin right on out of here. There we go. Pop the pin out. Pop our ramp right out. Honestly, let's see. Oh, it just barely touched. This has a lot of mud. All right, so let's go ahead and throw our ramp right on there. And we just do the same process. We can go ahead. We can cinch all these down as we use them. That way they're not getting in the way. You know, why make it harder on yourself? Right? Make it easy. Make life somewhat easier. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead, undo our straps. 2, and the last one up at the top tube. All right, and then we just roll it right on back. Whoop. Just like so. Road bike removed. All right, throw our straps back in. So we can put this back into storage mode. All right, so right down here, kind of at our pivot point, we got a pin right here, a hitch pin. So we'll pull that pin out. We got to lift up a little bit, and that whole pin pops out of there. Once we got that out, we just go ahead, move to the back of the rack, and we can just lift her right on up. And we just come right back down here, throw our pin right back through. Boop, click it in. And there we have it. Our rack is completely folded up, ready to store either on the back of the vehicle or remove it for storage. All right, so what do we think of the OUTFITR 3-bike hitch rack e-bike rack here? So ultimately, if you're looking to haul 3 bikes, it works pretty dang well. It's hard to beat that. It gives you plenty of space in between the bikes to put whatever bikes you want to put on here. Gives you the capacity to put whatever size tire you want, whatever width, whatever length bike you want on here. Gives you the capacity of 250 pounds. I mean, that's some hefty e-bikes you can put on here. But you can fit 3 e-bikes, 3 heavy e-bikes on here, no problem at all. It works good. It does what it needs to do. So downfalls in this rack, obviously you're carrying 3 bikes. Like I said, it's like having a little car behind you because it's so big. It is long, and that's kind of my only downfall to it is it's just long. Yeah, I mean, I did hit the ramp on a couple things. I don't think I hit anything else. I think I just scraped the ramp just because of how low it is and how long it is. It sticks off your car quite a ways. So that's kind of the downfall with it, is it's long. So I would say if you're looking to carry 3 bikes kind of like around on the roads, this is the rack for you. It can handle the stuff of like dirt roads and a little bit of off-road and stuff like that. But honestly, if you're going off-road, I'd want to go with something a little bit shorter, maybe a 2-bike rack to go with this. That way you don't have this massive overhang on the back. That's really the only issue it has, is just the length of it. Other than that, I mean, the three securement methods up on the clamp, up on the top or the down tube, and then both the wheels holds it nice and secure. You know, I saw the bikes moving a little bit in the mirror while I was driving. You guys will see for sure in the footage, but it moved a little bit, but nothing out of the usual, you know. And I'd say they bounced a little bit as the road got rougher, but again, with the length of this guy and the weight you have positioned so far back on the vehicle, I'm not surprised. Does that make sense? I'm not really surprised that it has a little bit of bounce to it. So it does a great job for what it is. If you're looking for a 3-bike rack that holds your bike securely without hanging it, you don't have to worry about your bike at all. The rack will stand up to pretty much any kind of abuse you throw at it. Check out the OUTFITR 3-bike rack here. If you guys are interested in checking one out for yourselves or picking up any of other OUTFITR's bike racks, I'm going to have a link in the description down below. Check them out, give them some love, appreciate them for sending this rack out to me so I can test it out, show you guys an even cooler rack and an even bigger rack than I've ever tested before. If you guys enjoyed the video or maybe learned something today, give this video a big thumbs up, appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys, love answering questions you guys have, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.